Casual Scale model here, and here we go, the final of Ford Trunk Month 2017. It's all done. Not without trials, of course. So in my last video I was talking about how some of the white paint peeled up. So what I did was I let it sit for a week, hit the entire model with some satin varnish, and then I was able to mask off and paint the blue without any issues. So, and then this white stripe here is the best part here. I think this came out, so I obviously just left some of it white here and masked it up a little bit, and I was able to complete this white stripe. Might be a little too thick right here, but nothing to complain about. So the white stripe between the colors came out just absolutely wonderfully. I couldn't be happier with how that came out. So once all that was done, then it was time to start on the decals, which was supposed to be the easy part. And you can tell by the way I said that it probably wasn't. The decals were crap. A lot of the decals simply would not stick to the model in any way. Several of them, and the more microsol and microset I use, they just seem to get worse. So I literally spent all day Sunday of the NFL Conference Championships, the football games were in the background, and I spent all day trying to get the decals to sit flat, and they just refused. And some of the clear spots between the decals were yellowed. I was able to cut most of those away, but there's a little bit of yellowing still, and then all the ones that were on the blue had lots of air bubbles underneath them, again no matter what I did, so I ended up taking the brush and painting over the air bubbles with a brush. And so at the end of the day I had the choice of just taking off the decals that were just simply not going to work, or leaving them on there and just varnishing over them anyway and seeing what happens. Oh, and yeah, I actually stick some of the decals down with the paint. So like on the 98 on the roof here, one of the corners would not stick down, so I used the red paint on the outside to stick that edge of the decal down. I guess as we get for dealing with 20-year-old decals sometimes. The ones in the van worked fine, these did not. So I guess it's like going to be hit or miss on those ancient decals. So the ones that really came out badly were this one that says red carpet lease right here, and then these two on the tailgate, the Ford credit, and the red carpet lease one here on the back. And the all the ones on the bed top right here are very wrinkly, just refuse to sit flat. But they are nowhere near as bad. They actually stuck down, they just wrinkled. These three here would not stick down, pretty much no matter what I did. So I just got them more or less in place, and I just hit the entire thing with the Tester's gloss varnish lacquer, and then finished it up. So the window here, I did do the sun shading. I just used a black wash from Citadel, and the sunshade came out here very nice, very gradient on the sunshade there. The back wasn't as hard to put together as I thought it was going to be. I was actually able to glue the window in, glue this down with the roll bar parts in place, and then slide them up into place and glue them down. So that wasn't anywhere near as hard as I thought it would be. And at the engine compartment here, looks great. Again, there's no inner fenders because it's a NASCAR. It's a race truck. Looks quite a bit different than a normal car would. But yeah, other than some decal issues from these ancient decals, everything, I think it's just, after I patched up the white, sanded it down, and then masked off the blue, didn't have any problems with paint lifting up when I pulled off the blue masking. I did have some overspray. I did have to fix some corners here with blue, and there's a couple spots I missed, but not enough to really stick out. As I said, my favorite part here is how the white stripes came out, being painted on instead of decals like you'd normally find. Very happy with that. But yeah, this was an incredibly fun kit to build, easy to build. The detail is great. Here's the underside of it. The only thing color I really got wrong was that the differential is supposed to be white and the axle's black. After I painted it, it wasn't really worth the effort to try and change it. The hood comes off, and this one little section here, the bed comes off. So you can look in there and see the fuel cell, see some of the roll bar, and the tubes that go from the outside to the roll bar or to the fuel cell. It's optional, of course, to have this removable, but why the heck not? I have any problems cutting the decals to get around that piece and the roll cage holes, but just didn't want to stick down. But you can see I put the red lines, just the red edging here on the wheels. The wheels are still nice and glossy, came out great. The tires look like they're actually been used on a racetrack with just a little bit of sandpaper. Yeah, I mean this thing, just other than a few crinkly decals here and there, it looks fantastic. It's a little bit of silvering here and there, but really not enough to stand out. I'm incredibly happy with this. It probably won't be the last NASCAR type vehicle I build because it was just so much different than a standard car. But yeah, I'm very happy with it. It looks great. And that is it. I think I rambled on long enough. So that is it. My final entry for Ford Truck Month 2017. I'll put up some pics after the video. And thanks very much for watching.